I certainly didn't expect all hell to break loose at this point in the season. Everything that happens in episode 7 is, for all intents, what I thought was going to happen in the season finale. I need to first take this moment to apologize even further for even more mistakes I've been making throughout these vlogs, and that's why, as I'm sure I'm probably going to get in the comments of the earlier ones I've posted, why my earlier vlogs have been an absolute piece of crap, because I've continuously, over and over again, gotten certain characters wrong. Remember, I went into this thing with almost no knowledge of the series whatsoever, no knowledge of the book series. I didn't listen very well to a lot of lines that were spoken by certain characters, even after watching it over a second time. In particular, the introduction of Jaime Lannister. When I first heard his name spoken in the first episode, I thought they said Damian Lannister. And I thought that Damian was the twin brother of Jaime, which is why I've already begun to suspect why we hadn't seen anything of this Damian after that. No, now I finally figured out there is no Damian Lannister, there's only Jaime Lannister, and he's the twin brother of the Queen Cersei. Which only makes what they were revealed to be doing in the end of the first episode somehow even more creepier than it already was. Because we found out now at this point that pretty much all of Cersei's children, including Joffrey, are illegitimate inbreds. That apparently Jaime is their natural father. Yeah. And this is essentially what Lord Stark confronts Cersei with at the beginning of this 7th episode. Telling her that he is going to tell King Robert about this. And when he does, it's clear that she will no longer be welcome in King's Landing. But just as this is about to transpire, King Robert comes back, having been mortally wounded in his hunt, attacked by a rogue boar. And already, Lord Stark and those around him suspect that maybe something was put into his wine to impair his judgment during the hunt. But a couple of things that basically King Robert tells Lord Stark on his deathbed. First, he wants to essentially pardon Daenerys, and basically he wants the attempt on her life to be eliminated. He wants Daenerys Targaryen to be spared after everything else. The other most important thing is that he tells Lord Stark, and tells him to put this down in writing, that Lord Stark is to essentially assume control of the throne until Joffrey comes of age. Now, Lord Stark writes it up in the papers that King Robert signs that the next of kin is to be the one to come of age, because he suspects he'll be able to, obviously, keep Joffrey away from the throne when he finds out that Joffrey is not actually King Robert's real son. Unfortunately, of course, that does not come to pass, because Joffrey, with his mother's consent, assumes the throne immediately upon King Robert's death. When Lord Stark presents the papers, the Queen naturally ignores them, tears them up, tries to force Lord Stark to recognize Joffrey as his king. When he doesn't, Lord Stark attempts to fight back with an army of soldiers that were essentially paid by Lord Baelish. And then, surprise, surprise, Lord Baelish betrays him. Yeah, didn't see that one coming, did we? Yeah. So that's basically how that episode ends, but of course there is some other things we need to talk about, because even though King Robert decided he would spare Daenerys' life, unfortunately by the time he makes that decree, the orders to try to make the attempt on her life are already in position to try and be carried out. The attempts are thwarted, and this causes Daenerys' husband, of the leader of the Dothraki, Drogo, I'll get that name right eventually, I'm so sorry, I'm an idiot, I know I'm an idiot, okay? So just bear with me, but basically, Daenerys' husband, that's what convinces him to finally overcome the Dothraki superstition and agree to sail across the North Sea and take back the kingdoms for Daenerys to rule. At the same time, we see Lord Snow finally take his oath to be a member of the Night Watchman on the Wall. At first, he's upset that he doesn't get to be assigned the position of a ranger, only to be told by his new friend that the position he is given is essentially to be trained for the next in line to command the Northern Watch. That's how much the current commander has respect for him. That's of course the tertiary plot at this point, but the main thing we have right now to end this thing is that the king is dead. Long live King Joffrey. I have a good feeling these last 3 episodes were really going to unfold as to everyone who exactly was behind the overtaking of the throne. Obviously a large majority of the Lannisters. But yeah, this is the episode where all hell broke loose, and 3 episodes to go in this season, it's probably not going to get any better.